Hey friends, guess what? My package arrived from Belgium. So this is the much anticipated Vieville Tarot by Sullivan Hismans from Tarot Sheet Revival. So we're going to snip it open and we're going to take a nice look at what's inside. So, my grandson is here today, so he's napping. So it'll take me the 40 minutes or so that he usually naps to do this video. Oh, I can't wait to see it all. It came very well packaged, and as always, we have a few extra cards from the Budapest and the Rosenwald. I'm not sure, yeah, the Budapest. And then here's some from Chauson, which I have both of these decks, but I'll never complain about having extras, because every now and then a card does get damaged, and then, and you know what, one time a card I had did get damaged, and it just happens that I think it was, I think it probably was Sullivan Hismans that I had an extra card, because he sends them to me, you know, he sends them routinely. And I was able to replace the damaged card. Oh, look at this, so smart. Jaques Vievil. Now, you'll know that I'll be showing the Vieville over the next few videos, because I'll show this one in its entirety today. And then I'll be comparing it with the 4 other decks that I have. Oh, look at that. Oh, my gosh. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. It's like 22. Nice. Not a bad number. Oh, it's too bad it's ripped. Oh well. So this must be the Ace of Coins. And I must have it upside down. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. So obviously I'm just showing this in the order that it arrived in. Cardstock is nice and thick. There doesn't seem to be any kind of coating on it. And you'll notice the border, which I believe is meant to emulate the physical borders that were created when the card makers back in the day would sandwich. You know, that they'd have a front and they'd have a back, right? Maybe there would be something sandwiched in between to keep. You know, I'm not a card maker, so I don't know. And then they would wrap the back around the front and then cut it, you know, and that's what that emulates. So this is, oh, is that 10 cards already? Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yep. Wow. The colors are very vibrant. Look at that. So I think it took less time to get from Belgium to New York than it took to get from New York to New Jersey. Isn't that crazy? But I'm so happy it finally arrived. So with all the little quirks, it comes to us with all the little idiosyncrasies of the original deck. Now, as is my way, after I showcase a deck, then the next video usually is doing a reading using it. And then after that, if I have other decks of the same title by different publishers, I do side-by-side comparisons. And I have 4 other Vievilles because I guess I just love this deck. I must. Look at that green. Isn't that beautiful? That's a beautiful green right there. There's my boyfriend. He's got a lid and he's wearing a hat, which is interesting. The hat seems to have some kind of wreath built into it. Isn't that interesting? I'd never noticed it before in the other Yeah, it's the first time I noticed it in the Vieville. Definitely vibrant, very alive, vibrant color, as you can see. Again, the verdant green. Oh, nice greens. So you see the asymmetric nature and the wonkiness. I love when a deck retain, sometimes I like it when they clean it up and freshen it up. I mean, sometimes I like that too, But I also like when a publisher keeps the quirkiness of the original deck, because that's what makes it original, right? I think, this card showed up, the Eight of Swords, showed up in a reading I think I did the other day, yesterday or the day before. And I commented on how these look like birds and this little, I think it was in the video I did for the young man who recently disappeared. We don't know what happened to him. And in my reading, I indicated that like something was being protected, like inside a cage or something. Hopefully the young man found himself a place maybe where he could, take respite. But I think by now maybe he would have come out of it. But I'd like to believe it was something that I don't want to say anymore. Look at this. Look at this. Really asymmetrical. The Vieville is a wonky deck, but it's also, it's also elegant, it's just, I don't know. Again, we see the beautiful green. I always thought that the green, or I think it was gold in some decks, was supposed to be the mane of the little cat, because it was the appropriate location for it to be gold. So, but I think Sullivan decided to make it green in this deck. Also, I think in that reading, I said that, from the other day, I had said that the quintessential card for a particular row was number 8, and I said it should be Justice. But you'll see that Justice just happens to be 7 in this deck, and the Chariot happens to be the number usually we're accustomed to seeing for Justice. So when I did the reading and I pulled this card, because I realized I forgot that in the Vieville 8 is not Justice but the Chariot, I forgot to point that out. So in case some of you saw that I said Justice but then showed Chariot, that's why. So again, we see characteristics that are similar to type 1 and 2. Okay, so for the lovers, lovers is not blindfolded, and I think type 1 I think goes in the other direction, I think. And then of course the Chariot in type 1 has the scalloped edge, so it's like a combo. And of course it's got its own numbers. This is 9. So the Hermit and the Fortitude card trade numbers there. And of course, we're familiar with the Vieville's Hanged One being upside down. I've talked about it many times, why the reasons for that might be. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. It's got like, I'm not sure if that's chartreuse green with the purple and then a subtle blue. Lovely, lovely. And we see evidence in several of the cards of the Vieville that, the suggestion is that it was probably this particular copy, maybe it was printed and reversed, or in some cases upside down. There is only one known copy of the Vieville to exist, which is in the museum of, I think it's in the French National Library. I'm not positive. I'm not wearing my glasses. French National Library, yeah. So this is the only copy, but was the copy preserved because it was a reject? But is that a possibility? Because cards were upside down and in reversed, or is it just the way it was printed and meant to be? And it just by chance is the only copy that survives. We'll never know. So Green Devil. Tower, the Sun, the Moon, face forward, TDM1 for the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, and the World. And let's see, I have a feeling that this will not be a deck that I won't be able to riffle shuffle, no. From the base of my hand to, yeah, this is I can try. I just don't want to damage the cards. Sometimes if it's too, yeah, no, I can't do it. So I'm not going to try. I don't want to ruin the deck. So this would definitely be a deck that I would, overhand shuffle like so. So tomorrow's video, if I have a chance to do a video during that time, I will do a reading with this deck. Please, in the comments below, if you have an interest in me doing a particular kind of reading, just mention it down below. I do the movie readings. I do, true crime readings. Just give me an idea of what kind of reading you would like me to do, and that's what I'll do with tomorrow's video using the Tarot Sheet Revival Vieville. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's such a beautiful deck, and I can't wait to showcase it against the other decks. And until next time, friends, peace, stay well, be kind, and do no harm.